Hello, just one verse. Haggai, a prophet in the Old Testament, chapter 2, and it's verse number 19. It's part of a verse. And God says to Haggai to tell the people, from this day on, I will bless you. If you read the whole book of Haggai, it'll take about a quarter of an hour, 20 minutes to read it carefully. And time and again, God says to his people, consider your ways. Think about what you're doing. And the whole thing is that people are living in their homes, their panelled homes, while the temple of the Lord was in a ruin. And God says to them, consider your ways. Think about what you're doing. You're not happy. I'm not blessing you like I should, because my temple is being neglected and your homes are busy places and comfortable places. Consider what you're doing. And so the whole book of Haggai is about God's prophet Haggai and others bringing to the attention of God's people the fact they're not putting God first. They're not putting the temple of God first and rebuilding that. They're putting it off. They're dwelling in their own homes and concentrating on those things. And God says, listen, you're eating, but you're not satisfied. You're working, but you're never satisfied with what you're getting. Put me first and I'll bless you. And so on that day, and you read that in Haggai, when they began to rebuild the temple, God says, listen, from this day on, I will bless you. From this moment on, take a note of the date when you began to rebuild the temple and put me first. I will bless you. What's the simple lesson? Putting God first brings blessing. Putting God first means I'm being the person that God wants me to be, and God promises he will bless me. I want to be blessed, but sometimes I don't want to put God first, and that isn't the way God works. In Haggai's day, he says to his people, listen, look at what you're doing. You put me first, you lay the foundations of the temple. Don't have to rebuild it all in one go, but just start to obey me and put me first, and I will bless you. I want to be blessed, and you want to be blessed. And putting God first is the only way that blessing works. Putting him first in family, putting him first in business, putting him first in retirement, putting him first in serving him in the church, putting him first in every aspect of our lives. And God says, hey, you put me first and I'll bless you. We have a God who wants to bless us. Absolute blessing after blessing after blessing. But we cut ourselves off from that blessing when we don't put God first. From this day on, from the day they put God first, God says, I'm going to bless you. You know, God wants to bless us. And when we put him first, he blesses us. It's not rocket science. It's God's laws. And God's laws are true. Oh, let's put God first and let's wait for the blessing that he's promised. Just one verse.